Hello and welcome to another video. In this one we're going to be talking about PS1, which is how the prompt works in a bash shell. And I'm going to be going over a bit of a weird, it feels like a bug, but it's I guess intended behavior. This actually came up while I was watching another stream on Twitch, and I showed the streamer how to fix this problem, so I figured I would share my knowledge in a video as well. I'm going to go over my PS1 at the end of the video, but I'm going to show you some basics and then the problem and how to fix it. Okay, so PS1 is a normal shell variable. It is not an environment variable, so you don't need to use export with it. And when you assign it, it changes what the prompt is in your shell. So if I do, for instance, I don't know, hello, $space, you'll see that my prompt has now changed to be this string. When I, run commands, it'll always show this string. This is what my normal PS1 looks like. Has some colors, does some nice things. When I, change directories, it shows me what directory I'm in, that sort of stuff. We'll actually go over, that in a minute, but for now I want to talk about just PS1. Okay, so you'll notice that I didn't need to do export PS1, so this is just a normal shell variable. There's nothing super special about it. But one thing that I want to show you is you can add colors to it. So if we change that PS1 and we instead add, some color sequences, these are the same as the color sequences, if you were just to echo this using, echo-e 43m, hello, 033 bracket m. So you can see that this will end up yellow over here. Note that we're making a shell string that contains the escape sequences, so it's Bash is actually reinterpreting these and changing them into the color sequences for us. So if we do this, you'll see that my prompt is now colored this yellow color. This is all fine and dandy, except that it's subtly broken. And I'm going to show you how it's subtly broken. This usually happens when you either invoke line wrapping. Yeah, you can see that it didn't line wrap properly. It thought that my prompt was, longer than it was, and so it wrapped earlier without, doing these characters at the end of the line. The other place where this shows up a lot is if you're doing Control R and you start typing something and then you go to edit that string, you'll see that it kind of glitched out and doesn't really render this properly. And my cursor, this is as far as I can go to the right, so the cursor is all messed up in the wrong spot. And the reason for this is Bash doesn't know, well, it does and it doesn't. It's kind of weird that it it knows to reinterpret them as colors, but it doesn't know that they're 0 width. So what's happening here is it's interpreting this string as a string of that length, and it doesn't know that this is a special escape sequence. So it thinks this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters, which is why we have 1, 2. Well, we can't actually count them, but there's about 5 characters at the end that it didn't render properly. But we can fix this, and the way we fix this is, say I took this thing before. What you do is you wrap the escape sequences in escaped square brackets. So before and after this start color sequence, I'm going to do a / square bracket, and then after the color sequence, I'm going to do a / close square bracket. And we need to do the same thing for our end color sequence down here as well. This escaped square bracket thing just tells Bash, ignore these characters, don't factor them in when you're computing the length of the line. And so if we do that now, you'll see it still renders the same, but now if I were to, do line wrapping here, you'll see that it wraps the line properly. So that's good. And if we do the Control R thing again and I go to edit the line, you'll see that it renders it properly. So the little trick, and this is how we fixed the streamer's shell prompt, is to wrap the special escape sequences in this, / square bracket thing there. Okay, but that's fixing the problem. I promised I would show you my PS1 and how I configure it, and the way I do that is inside of my bashrc. So if we open up my bashrc, it has a lot of content in it, but this is the PS1. And for the most part, I've taken this PS1 directly from the Debian default, so a lot of this stuff that's in here is just Debian stuff. There's a few things that it does. Actually, let's see. This part up here sets the title bar of my terminal. So this is a special special set of escape sequences that reassigns the title. You can actually change the title using basically those escape sequences. I wrote my brother a little script because he likes to keep track of his tabs with like names on the top of him. So he runs a little shell command and it sets the name to whatever he's working on in that tab, and then he can open other tabs, and it's kind of cool. I might do another video about that as well. But the important part about here is there's this new line at the end of the shell prompt. I'll actually make this window wider so we can see the whole thing all at once. There's this new line at the end of my shell prompt, and this I did this so that it's a lot easier for you to see the commands when I make videos. I originally did this for Twitch before I made a lot of YouTube videos, and my chat wanted to see commands, and when I didn't do this, they wrapped almost always, and this makes it so they don't wrap as often. So that's why I put this new line in here. But you can see here that same pattern where there's these escape square brackets here to avoid wrapping. There are some special escape sequences inside Bash. So there's this \W here. So if we, if we were to take this PS1 and put \W in it, well, we can actually just do it over here. So if I do :\W, you'll see that adds the working directory to my PS1. And so there's a bunch of these special escape sequences in PS1. \W is just one of them. There's also \U, which is going to give your users. If we do a \U, you'll see that it says I'm Ace Atili. What else is there? \H for hostname. So you can see that I am logged into BabbyBox here, which is what I have named my virtual machine here. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that happens in here. But this is what my PS1 looks like. If you want to get that yourself, I actually have it up on GitHub. If you go to the Scratch repository, this is where I just put kind of haphazard things. It's also where I put my to-do list for these videos as well. You can find it in the bash RC here. But anyway, that's PS1, as well as this kind of weird quirk and how to fix it for yourself with escaped square brackets. Hopefully this was useful. If there are additional things you would like me to explain, leave a comment below or reach out to me on the various platforms. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.